now, so this will end up doing the fucking thing, won't it?
Got it. Are we hot? Are we live?
I think so. Yes, we're live. Are we live? Yes, we're live.
Yes.
Right, here we go.
So is it on the thing?
I'm just gonna. Who's Stephen Hughes? Oh, Stephen Hughes followed me. Yeah, he's followed me.
That's hi Stephen. That's one of the patients on the ward right now. We heard him doing a podcast, so he's live streaming
following
it right
me.
now.
Oh, that's cool. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that because I saw you following me earlier, and I'm just like, I don't know who Stephen Hughes is, but okay, that's cool, man. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that. I'm just getting my screen ready. Right, I'm ready. Are you good to go? Be good to go.
I'm good to go.
I've got my Jurassic Park t-shirt on. Hey,
I don't.
I'm going to put on this for. So I've got a Jurassic Park map, and my park ranger.
In case you get lost.
In case I get lost. There we go. Wait. I've never worn this before. Yes, there we go. There she is. I love this. So yeah, we've got the Jurassic Park map. I got this from one of the Comic Cons at the SEZ. Yeah. So in case we get lost tonight, guys,
we will find a way.
Much
like life.
Yeah, life finds a way. So it's pretty good wee companion piece. I don't know. I think it was like £4. So yeah, Jurassic Park. So yes, welcome to. I was going to say welcome back to my channel, my That Effing Guy channel, obviously. But welcome back to another live stream with
the first official name.
I was going to say welcome back to my channel, my live stream. You know, Jordan, That Effing Guy. I'm with Matty of Who Cares Nerds. But we now have an official title of our live streams. Anything we do going forward, tag team stuff we go forward. So welcome to the very first episode of the Two Effing Geeks. We were called the Two.
Did you have to look that up there just to make sure you got the right one?
We were called the Two Effing Nerds at one point, and then we changed it. Well, I changed it to the Two Effing Geeks because I thought nerds
at one point.
Yeah, we were because we were
just behind our backs.
Yeah, we were just like all names. We just checked out for different names. So yes, welcome to the first episode of the Two Effing Geeks with myself, Jordan, and Matty, and we're here to discuss Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. Obviously, the night before Jurassic World Dominion, which supposedly has had, well, I don't say supposedly, it's had shockingly bad reviews. So I'm a bit kind of.
I mean, it's got dinosaurs in it. It's a win for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's got dinosaurs roaming the world, hence Jurassic World. And we've also got Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum, and Laura Dern back as Dr. Alan Grant, Dr. Ian Malcolm, and Dr. Ellie Sattler from the 1993 original. Now, obviously, it's not like this is a big kind of comeback. Like, we had Alan Grant come back for Jurassic Park 3. We had Jeff Goldblum come back for Lost World, Jurassic Park, the first of the sequels. And then we had, Laura Dern as well, Jurassic Park 3. And then we had Jeff Goldblum, a very small cameo in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. But now this is the three of them together again, 30 years later, or sorry, 29 years later. See, they missed that mark, didn't they, really, by like, half a year? But yeah, so we're here to rank the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World films so far, minus Dominion. So obviously, you know, you guys watching at home, comment down below if our rankings are shit. Obviously, everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
They will be.
Yeah. Because already I've had Steve and Dan being like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, you had that up above that." So I've been rewatching them all over the last few days, and I have enjoyed a certain one a hell of a lot more than I did when I first saw it in the cinema. We'll get to that. So Matty, for now, the Two Effing Geeks, how do you feel to be officiated with my channel?
I feel like I've had to do a lot of dirty things to get this far, but yes,
you did. Anyway, If you can you guys hear us okay? I can hear Matty okay. Matty can hear me okay. But can you guys hear us okay? Yeah. So what you brought to Matty? What's life? How's life been treating you for the last 2 weeks since we've done our last live stream?
Been not bad. I'm doing night shifts. I was working today. That's how Stephen knows about me being on the podcast, because I was talking
to him. Thank you, Stephen.
So I have just come off of a 12-hour shift, but I made sure I was going to be here for this.
My boy.
I make promises and I've got to keep them. But I'm here.
You're a good man. Man. We have got obviously our next live stream, which is this Sunday the 12th of June, for our Obi-Wan Kenobi episode 3 and 4 review. I'll know if
when this bad boy will be turned back to blue for an episode.
Exactly, for the power of
spice
Kenobi.
Up a wee bit, you know.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people have been saying, like, when are we doing a review for episode 3 and 4? And obviously, you know, I didn't really make myself clear. What we're doing is we're doing it 2 episodes at a time. So we've done episode 1 and 2. Obviously, they were shown the same day. We're then doing 3 and 4, which is obviously after episode 4, and we'll do 5 and 6 after episode 6. So unless something major happens, that we need to do a quick live stream in episode 5, but we're going to do it 2, 2, and 2. It makes it nice and simple and easy. So yeah. Stephen's saying, do you do music podcasts?
Oh yeah.
No, but you know, if like we're going to, I mean, like, if yeah, I'd be open to do it. I mean, we're open to do anything. It's not just, you know, Jurassic Park, Star Wars.
Don't say that to him.
I better not. Sorry, my throat's off.
So where are we starting when we're ranking these? Are we starting at the bottom and then working ourselves up to number 1? Or we just...
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll just do, like, I'll say my number 5, you say number 5, I say number 4, 4, 3, 2, you know, etc., and so on and so forth.
Okay.
The sooner we get to the best one, the better. Now, I'm going to assume that our rankings are going to be sort of similar.
Movies, so it's going to be hard to get them really off.
But I think you know, everyone watching, and especially you and me, can assume that our number 1 is going to be the exact same as each other. That's a given. I
mean, I hope so.
Yeah, I would.
You say number 5 and it's my number 1 watch.
That'd be fantastic. So coming in at number 5, coming in at number 5, the worst Jurassic Park of all time, the very first film. No, I'm joking. Let's begin then. So coming in at number 5. Now, I'm not saying this is the worst. I mean, all Jurassic Park films are good. They've got their moments of greatness. They've got their moments of dumbness. They've got their moments of sheer laziness. But I would say this is certainly the weakest for me. It's always been the weakest until, you know, Fallen Kingdom came out, but that has been redeemed. So coming in at number 5, we have 2001's Jurassic. I was going to say 2001's A Space Odyssey. 2001's Jurassic Park 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, obviously, we'll now talk about like our views. So I'll give you my views, and you say your views, Matty. So I'm going to read off of my Letterboxd reviews because it's easy.
That's why
I can just spring off of that. So my review basically reads as meh. You know what's funny though? Seeing you say meh, like when you're reading the word meh, it doesn't sound like. See, you're like, yeah, meh, it's all right. But seeing you're actually starting meh. So basically, I say it's okay. Sam Neill is back as Alan Grant, which is a positive, obviously, along with a brief appearance from Laura Dern. The action is good. The CGI is better, especially during the daytime scenes, because obviously a lot of the movie was shot during the daytime. So a lot of the CGI is a lot tighter. I'll get into that when we get into the, you know, and a film, you know, after that. So it's very early 2000s. It's got that cheese-tastic, hey, Abigail, oh, hey, and she's using the T-Rex emoji. That's so goddamn adorable. Thank you so much. She's currently watching Fallen Kingdom right now, so I can't wait to hear her views on Fallen Kingdom. So I say it's very 2000s, because it is. It's just got that I don't know how to explain it. It's just got a kind of 2000s kind of feeling, cheesiness, and very PG. Like the first two films are PGs, but they had their kind of dark and gritty kind of 90s feels to them. Whereas this one was a very kind of glossy PG, like it was so tamed. It has its granted, it has got its kind of savageness about it, but it's very PG. It's very family. The humor is so off, like it's just so dumb. It's just that, like I said, the 2000s kind of dumb humor that's just shoehorned in because let's keep it, friendly and family guys. It's funny when it doesn't need to be. The two previous movies had some humor, but labelled out nicely. The other issues are runtime. It's over and done with before you know it. The pacing is way off of this sequel. So, like I said, it's not a bad film. It's just my least favorite Jurassic Park film. Abigail's saying it's ranked second worst. So that's Fallen Kingdom you're talking about then. Well, that's interesting. So yeah, like I said, overall, Jurassic Park 3, it's got its moments. Alan Grant coming back, but I just feel as though, like, have you watched it recently, Matty?
I say recently, maybe a couple of months ago.
Yeah,
because I do prep time for this, but not before I'm asked it.
I just feel as though, like, when you think of the motive as to getting Alan Grant back onto Site B earlier, Isla Sonor, because of the first island. The OG island is Isla Nublar. I can't ever say the word right. Isla Nublar. This is Isla Sonor. So yeah, Isla Sonor. It's a second site. It's obviously, it's a site that we discover in Lost World, the previous sequel, but we'll talk about that later on. And this couple, the Kirby's, you've got, Tia Leone, and William H. Macy, who I like. I love William H. Macy, but I get his character supposed to be this, they're both helpless. They're looking for their son. Eric, is stuck on this island because he's paragliding with his stepdad or whatever. And
he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. Oh, he's great. He's a great big guy. I don't like him. I genuinely don't like him. I don't like the kid that played him. I don't like the kid in general. I just think the story seemed to kind of, let's go save a kid. Let's go save the family. Let's make sure the family get off the island safely. And William H. Macy's character pretends he's this big, he's got a big, fortune behind him, big business, all that kind of stuff. Kirby Enterprises. And he basically gets Alan Grant to go and, have a little view of the park because it's their anniversary and all that kind of shit. They don't tell them that they're going to save their son. It's a rescue mission. So basically, Alan Grant's cheated into going back to Jurassic Park or Jurassic Park Site B. And I just feel as though it just seems kind of like, fuck off, man. Like, I'd be raging. He does punch him. Alan Grant does punch Mr. Kirby. But it's just, I don't know, it's just so dumb. Like, see if it was just a regular, just Jurassic Park film, go on Site B and just, the dinosaurs are going chaotic, so they need some guys to go on and make sure they're all right. I'd be like, okay, that's cool. But instead of this kind of rescue mission of their son, I'm just like, oh, fuck off, man. It's so dumb. It's good when it's good, and it's so dumb when it's dumb. So, yeah, it's definitely the least favourite of mine. So, yeah, what are your quick views on Jurassic Park 3?
Well, you're not going to like where I've ranked it, but like, I do get what you mean. Like, there is a lot of stuff in it that could either be avoided or fixed, but
yeah.
This was the first Jurassic Park I ever seen in the cinema because I was that age when it came out. I think I was 6 or 7 when it came out. So like I was getting well into my dinosaurs at that age.
Yeah.
And like I'd seen the first one. I seen all the Jurassic Parks in a weird fucking order. Like mine's was Jurassic Park 1, 3, then 2, and then obviously the new ones. Just because I don't know why I skipped 2. It's just like skipped it.
No, I was all.
I was weird at that age.
I never saw. I saw the first one on Christmas Day, 1995, I think it was. And my mum recorded it on BBC One. It was a big premiere, big Jurassic Park's premiere on BBC One, and at 6 o'clock on Christmas Day. And then I went to see Lost World with my mum again at the Showcase Cinema in Linwood, and I loved it. And we'll get into that. And then I saw Jurassic Park 3. I don't think I saw it in the cinema. I think I saw it in video. Back in the videos back in 2001, so I was 10 years old. And I remember not really liking it then. I gave it a chance. I've given it a chance over the years, but it's just my least favourite film of the franchise. And it's a controversial one.
Like, the things I liked about it was, like, you weren't, at first when you see them land on the island and the T-Rex shows up, and you're like, oh, it's a bit early for the big boss to be coming out, and then he gets absolutely kicked the fuck out of by was it Spinosaurus or whatever?
Yeah,
just like, holy shit, something a bit of a T-Rex.
No, that's cool. See the new Spinosaurus, the new baddie, the new like.
No, but
villainous dinosaur.
The last two movies, the main sort of big dino was the T-Rex.
Yeah,
and then you see it at the very early stage of the movie, and then it gets pure kicked the shit out of by this even bigger dino. And you're just
like the new boy. Yeah. The new boy is quite cool. The practical effects for that Spinosaurus, the new basically we'll just call it the new T-Rex 2.0. Is very cool. Like I said, the CGI and the practical effects work well during all the daytime scenes, because it's obviously, you know, CGI needs to work in the daylight, because obviously you've got all the natural lighting, etc. Well, I'm not saying natural lighting, obviously it's filmed in the studio, but you know what I mean. And it works so well. Like, it looks good, but it's very 2000-y. It's very like tamed compared to the other two films, which is a shame.
Like though, because I remember the boat scene where they're sinking. And I don't know if it's
good.
That was fucking terrifying when I was
wee. That's intense.
I was almost ready for asking my granddad to take us away because I couldn't do it.
That's claustrophobic, like crazy claustrophobic.
And he phones up the wee boy, and the wee boy starts. The wee boy just goes and watches Barney on the dinosaur.
Laura Dern's her character, Ellie Sattler's little boy. That was quite funny actually. You see, and as well, he's watching Barney, a dinosaur. It's just that, see that's quite nice. Like, I don't mind that, you know, calling Alan Grant Dinosaur Man. You know, I love the scenes with Alan Grant. The one scene with Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler sitting down having dinner and just catching up old times, right? But I love when her husband is just kind of in between the two of them, and he's just like, I'm gonna go wash the dishes. I'll just leave you guys to fuck. I mean, catch up. The tension was just like, these two need to have sex. I don't know why. I love they two. Like, I know obviously at the end of the first one they don't kiss because obviously they're just best pals, but you can tell they've got that love for each other.
Yeah, they're a connection.
Which I hope kind of it does get explored sort of in the new one, because the clip that was released. They do say, like, they talk about him and Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler are in the tent, and they're talking away, and she's like, you know, I'm here to talk about dinosaurs, etc., and all that kind of stuff. And he says, "Oh, how is?" I think her husband's called Richard. I think, and if so, I think it's the same guy from Jurassic Park 3. And she says, "Oh, we're not together. No, we're not together anymore." And you could just see Alan Grant being like, "All right, ooh, part of the time." So I kind of want that to get settled. That maybe. Just maybe we get a little kiss, and you have like Ian Malcolm in the background being like, "Damn," you know what I mean? I want that to be me.
Between like the boat scene's really good, but also it's one of the, I don't know if it's the opening scene or one of the early scenes. No, it's not the opening scene because that's when the wee guys parachuting. But when you first see Alan Grant and he's in like a press conference, not press conference, I think in like the
college
university speaking thing.
Yeah. That was great.
Like, everybody's got questions for him, and then he goes like that. Has anybody got a question that's not about Jurassic Park
or San Diego
or this incident where I wasn't even there?
And the hands go down. But again, it's the fact that even Ross Atkins said that. Well, first of all, he said, "Aren't they a couple in the first one?" I don't think so. I think Alan kind of says to Ian Malcolm, because he obviously knows that Ian Malcolm's preying on Laura Dern or Ellie Sattler. So I think he says, like, "Yeah, we're a couple, of course we are. Fuck you." But I don't think they were. I think he was just basically like a best friend or big brother. But what Ross said there, maybe controversial. I love Sam Neill, not even as Alan Grant, just overall. But I think the thing that destroys 3 is he clearly doesn't want to be there. Yeah, I mean, Alan Grant, as much as Sam Neill is amazing as Alan Grant, he's a great character, but you could tell that Sam Neill himself wasn't too keen on being back. I mean, I read into some things that it took a lot of time and money to get him back.
Aye.
So you could tell he wasn't quite set on returning. He gave it his all, and he done well for what he had script-wise. But yeah, I get what Ross said, though. You could tell he wasn't really... He's just like, I'm here for the paycheck. And that's a shame.
The thing, what do you call it? Like, see the boy that says, I say psychic, but you know what I mean? Like the guy, the guy that's the other archaeologist that goes along with him.
Yeah, Billy. Billy who says,
he's brilliant. Like,
yeah, he's great.
I want to marry him.
he's great, even though he steals the raptor eggs and he thinks, we can sell money and, that kind of shit. In a way,
that kind of made me feel a wee bit bad. I was like, fuck,
he's
kind of
thinking,
like a bad guy. But
he's thinking of making money so that they can keep doing their research. But he does it the wrong way around. He does the kind of thing that you're just like, oh, mate, no. And obviously Sam Neill, Alan Grant says like something like, you're just as bad as the people who made this park or created all this. Little jab at, John Hammond there. There's quite a lot of kind of like, see rewatching all these films, especially Lost World, and we'll get into that. Richard Attenborough, his John Hammond is a bit of a dick. I loved in the first film, welcome to Jurassic Park and all that kind of stuff, and you're like,
yes. Most of the first film, he seems like a nice wee old granda.
Yeah.
Apart from the scenes where he's talking to, is it Nedry? The fucking IT guy.
Dennis Nedry. Yeah.
Yes. That's like when he's showing his true colours. Like,
yeah, he's just like, fuck you and your opinions. I built this place. You know what I mean? I need to make some money. But he's not really. He's money. He's not quite money orientated. He did say that. But it's for the kids. It's for the.
He does. He wants to give it to the world. He doesn't want to just charge him a fortune. But at the same time,
doesn't seem to realise that after the first film, no, it's not going to work. Right. Well, like I said, we'll get into that when we do the Lost World. Ross said, but they were discussing kids and whatnot. They were, but I think they were just saying like, we'd love to have kids. Do you know what, Ross? You're now making me think. Were they a couple and they've just never seen them kissing? I don't know.
Maybe it was just one of those ones that was implied, but it was never actually explored.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
If you can, Ross, Google that and figure out and then comment down below. Because I never actually really thought about that. Maybe there was. I guess there was kind of hints of it, but not really quite official. I don't know. Maybe.
So Jurassic Park 3, you've ranked as
so
number
Jurassic
5.
Park 3 is number 5 is my. I'm not going to say worst. I'm going to say my least favorite. Because I don't want to be harsh on it. It's got moments.
I think purely because like I still remember going to the noon cinema when I was at the Caravan with my gran and granda. It was my granda that took us, me and my wee brother, to it. So I think I've got more of a personal connection with it. So
that's cool.
I've got it ranked as second on my list.
That's cool.
For that reason, and for like I just think some of the scenes in it are just still pretty kick-ass, like the boat scene and all that. Like some of I think just the dinosaurs that are in it. Obviously, there's the raptors as well, but there's other things like the pterosaurs that you never, like when you think about it, you never actually saw any of them in Jurassic Park. It was always like land dinos that you saw. You never saw anything that flew. Yeah. So it was the first time you saw that, and it was like, actually, this is kind of creepy and kick-ass at the same time.
I saw pterodactyls briefly, especially in the Lost World, but we never saw like and especially in Jurassic World, obviously they had a big massive sequence of it. But we never had like an actual like action sequence chase scene, we'll call it, with the pterodactyls. So obviously, when they're walking through that and they're just like the bridge, they're just like, oh my god, it's a bird cage. And you're just like, oh shit. And then this big thing comes out and I shit myself. I was like, fuck that. I'll take the T-Rex.
that's how I find it hard to compare the original with that one, because like they're two completely different movies in my mind. Like the third one's more of a it's not so much a horror movie, but it is a bit like that, if you know, like, because there's a lot of jump scares, but there's also a lot of creepiness in it as well. I don't know what you use class it as.
No, I get
Whereas
that.
The first one seems like more of not so much a family film, because there is a great big pile of shit.
I understand. I understand that. I mean, that's where I stand with Fallen Kingdom, which obviously is coming up. Spoilers coming up next. They do create, especially during the sequence in the mansion with the auction going on.
Clone.
They do create a sort of kind of claustrophobic atmosphere, like an intense kind of like you're trapped in a fucking house with a dinosaur. Like shit. Like it's very like it's like a Halloween movie or a Friday the 13th film. You're trapped, you ain't getting anywhere. You're not getting nowhere, you're going nowhere. It's just you and the teeth. But yeah, Jurassic Park 3, like I said, it's not bad. It's not great. It's good. Like I said, I keep saying like I said. None of these films are bad. There's just ones that are not as favourable, and that's where I'm starting. So coming in at number 5 is Jurassic Park 3. Matty, over to you. What's coming on? What is coming on? What is coming in at your number 5?
Number 5 is Jurassic World. The one you were talking about, Jurassic World 2.
Fallen Kingdom.
That one.
Fuck you, you're fucking arse. That's funny.
But
okay, go. What's your opinion then?
It's not that it's bad. It's just like, see the new Jurassic Parks, I've not really been I'm not a big fan of them. They're not as capturing as the other ones were.
I get that. I totally understand.
I do like obviously it worked. It's the same with the new Star Wars. Like it works for a lot of kids now because it's getting them interested in it, and it's working. It's getting them interested in Jurassic Park. It's just I can see why people like them a lot more. It's just it just feels like they're beating a dead horse at this point. Like, but I am all for more interpretations of raptors in any fucking sense. And Chris Pratt in these movies is still brilliant, even though he's a questionable actor nowadays.
I get that. I understand where you're coming from. Like when you compare them to the original films, especially more in line of
completely different movies.
One and two, they're so different because what Jurassic World, the first reboot, whatever we want to say, the 2015 revival, that brought back that passion, that love, that excitement for the first film. Glossed it a little bit. Oh, I say a little bit. It glossed it a hell of a lot more, made it bigger, bolder, all that kind of more bombastic. That's a good word. Whereas the next film, Fallen Kingdom, they were like, right, let's take little bits of that and let's make a completely different film. Because Jurassic World was just based a carbon copy of Jurassic Park. The park's now open to the public, so obviously you've got more threat, etc. But the next film, it's like, right, what do we do to differentiate completely now? And that's why I sort of really actually enjoy Fallen Kingdom a lot more than when I first watched it. Because when you watch it, when I first watched it, do you want to know my letterbox review for when I first watched it?
Let's go for it.
So this was done maybe because obviously letterbox, I never jumped on board of this until a few years later. So this was 2018. Fallen Kingdom came out, and when I done a review for it, must have been like last year. So I hadn't seen it since the cinema. So here we go. So my opening statement is Jurassic wank.
Strong start.
And I said, it's got its moments of greatness, but overall just bland as fuck. Even Chris Pratt was just meh. Shame. It's such a shame because Jurassic World, for what it was, set up something interesting. And when it came to it, just so poorly executed in this highly anticipated sequel. The end. So that was my review, like coming off of remembering how I felt when I first watched the film. Like I hated it. I hated the little clone girl storyline. Thought it was so fucking bollocks. But then I've redeemed it, and we'll get into that when we talk about my opinion. So
I mean,
yeah,
I did
continue.
like some things in it, like the scene where they're escaping the island and the volcanoes going off, and
Oh
all you see is a
yeah,
shadow of the
yeah.
is it a brachiosaur.
Um,
Like that bit was really
bracket.
fucking
No, the Bronchosaurus.
Brontosaurus.
Bronchosaurus, the long neck one.
Aye,
Bronchosaurus. Is it? Yes, it
when
is.
you see
Yes.
that fall, and you're like, oh,
Oh, heartbreaking,
aye,
heartbreaking.
aye.
I can't remember.
But the whole
Was it ever confirmed that was the original bracket
there was a theory
Bronchosaurus?
about it. I don't know if it was ever
There's a
actually
theory that
confirmed by
that was
anybody,
the
but I
original.
heard, aye.
Yeah, I don't know,
Um,
but yeah, that was fucking visually. That was stunning,
aye.
like
Like
stunning.
that's with the three new movies now. Like all the dinos look fucking fantastic because they've got like up to date CGI. But that's not to say the old movies.
Well,
There is spotty bits like blue, like especially with the raptors, especially because you're getting really up close with them at times, and you're just
yeah,
like you can
yeah.
pure spot stuff. But
We have been told
if you
though that.
watch if you watch like the original Jurassic Park, that holds up really fucking well
Oh yeah, yeah,
considering
yeah.
it's like Phantom Menace. It's like
Oh yeah,
CGI.
it's incredible how that film still like outdoes CGI of today. But not even just
Aye,
CGI, but a mix of CGI and practical
and
effects.
practicals.
We have been promised when we were promised we were promised with Fallen Kingdom there was going to be more practical effects, and there was a few, but now we've been told some reviews that I've seen. Obviously, there's been reviewers who have like destroyed Dominion, but fans seem to like it. Fans seem to have fun with it and say it is what it is. It's not a great film, but it's fun just to see the OG cast back mixing with the new cast, all that kind of stuff. But they have a lot of fans have said that it's definitely the most practical effects
That's enough to get me in, to be honest.
of all the new films.
Aye,
So straight away,
I
I'm just
love
like,
practical effects.
yeah, straight away, I'm just like, well, you've just made, a very, massive Jurassic Park nerd so fucking happy. Listen, I was going to see really, I post Fallen Kingdom, I was like Jurassic extinct, fuck off, the franchise is dead. But since they then announced that the three OG characters coming back, I was like, maybe I'll come back and watch it. And then the look of it, the trailers, I was thinking to myself, yes, it's big and loud and crazy, and dinosaurs are now loose in the world, hence Jurassic World Dominion. But I was like, it looks good, but I'm like, I don't know. But then I'm like, fuck it, let's just have some fun. And now watching Fallen Kingdom, knowing where shit goes eventually in the next film, you're like, well, fair enough. And that's why I redeemed Fallen Kingdom a lot more, but we'll get into that obviously. So yeah, right.
Number 4 for you.
Just quickly, what was your favorite moment from Fallen Kingdom? Was it Isla Nublar going in fire and just collapsing in itself?
See, to be honest, like I'll it's been a while since I've seen it, but that's the only real scene that's kind of sticking out in my mind. Like I remember some of the scenes from the mansion where they're down and they find the auction going on, and then there's blue and all that in cages, and you're just holy shit. But there's it's just that nothing in that movie kind of really is swinging it at me right now.
That's fair enough. Quite a lot of people have said that when it comes to comparing it to Jurassic World, especially like the first Jurassic World, there's nothing that kind of like jumps out and is like, ooh, Whereas with Jurassic World, there was a lot of
Jurassic World. I could name hundreds of stuff that's happened in that. But
so what was your? Sorry, go.
I think the scene that I was talking about with the all you see is the dinosaur falling in the shadow of the cloud that's left from the volcano, because it's such a pure heart-wrenching scene to watch.
Oh yeah, it's horrible, absolutely horrible.
It's terrible, but at the same time, it's fucking beautiful at the same time.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It's painful to watch, but a very horrible. It's very kind of it's painful, but it's also a kind of horrible, visually stunning kind of.
Aye.
I get what you're saying. It's weird. It's not nice to look at, but you're like, but it's so beautiful to look at. It looks good.
Aye.
You know, and especially when it jumps up and
like
you
a car crash.
Yeah.
It's like you don't want to look, but you know, it's just like, damn.
It's like when it stands up and it's two back legs and you just like the color and you're just like, oh, that looks good. Then you're just like, but it's dead or dying. That's horrible. Can you give me like a quick kind of like least favorite moment of what Fallen Kingdom or worst moment of Fallen Kingdom?
Yeah.
If you can think of it.
I think really the story wasn't really gripping me.
That's fair enough.
The very end, like see when it in the auction and all that. I know that's about like people are like all cloning. That's a whole bit. That's what the whole fucking franchise is built around.
Yeah.
Like I really like that last maybe hour or so where they're in the mansion or half hour or whatever it is. I like that bit, but see the whole time they're on the island trying to save the dinosaurs, I could barely tell you what anything that happened up until the bit they were leaving. I think it was just more the story
that's fair enough.
Wasn't really gripping me much until the end because it was a bit more sci-fi because it's like, you know, it's like weapons trading dinosaurs essentially.
That's interesting because so you're saying that the first hour is all right. The last hour is better than the first hour. When I first watched it, I remember loving the first like 30, 40 minutes. And then after that, I was just like, oh, fuck me, man. It's like House of Horrors with dinosaurs. But then now I'm like, that's fucking genius. I don't know why, but it's genius. But anyway, so that's your number. So your number 5 is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. My number 5 is Jurassic Park 3. Now on to my number 4, which is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So
we're the last 20 minutes now.
Yeah, basically. So here's my Letterboxd review. Obviously, I gave you my pre-rewatching it Letterboxd review. I called it Jurassic Wank. Didn't like it. Had its moments, but didn't like it overall. So let's go into my rewatched review for Jurassic World, which I literally finished at 3:00 this morning. So Fallen Kingdom has its moments of greatness. Isla Nublar, fuck my English. Isla Nublar burning down due to its volcano erupting was heartbreaking to watch, as mentioned. Bryce Dallas Howard's character Claire is redeemed because in Jurassic World she's very money orientated, very like, you know, we can save the park, we can save the dinosaurs, we can save the people, we can do all this and still make a profit, still make this world, this park, sourceable, all that kind of shit, sourceable income and all that kind of stuff, right? And make money and shit. And even during the kind of moments of like, listen, gonna just fucking take your heels off and get with the picture that yous are fucked. This world is done for. It was fucked back in 1993. It's fucked even more now because you've got civilization. You've got tourists now walking around the park, So I like the fact that her character then became this, animal sanctuary, like charity work, all that kind of shit. I like that. I thought that's quite kind of nice. It's quite redeeming that her character then became this, animal rights activist for dinosaurs.
It's a good bit of character development for her as well. Because in the first one, she was like all business. She was CEO pretty much.
Yeah.
Because of what happened, she was like, you know what, I need to make sure.
And I like that.
I sort myself out.
I thought her character was really good. She took the heels off. Obviously, in Jurassic World, she's famously, it's like a meme.
Sprinting with a fucking flare.
She's joked about it as well. She was running from a T-Rex in high heels, and it's a fact that in a slow motion, you even hear the heels clicking on the ground. You're just like, why is she running in heels from a T-Rex? That's all I could hear when you could hear the click, click, click. But it was a cool wee, sequence. It was very Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. He's running from the big boulder. Only he's not got fucking heels because he's not stupid. I just spat my camera. Sorry. On my screen. But And do you know what's funny though? I actually really enjoyed it. I feel like I'm slating Jurassic World and I actually really enjoy Jurassic World. But it's got its moments of just pure stupidness. Just quickly before I go on, why does the military want dinosaurs? This is Ross Atkins. Why does the military want dinosaurs? It's always bothered me since two. We have drones now, and I'm no scientist, but I'm pretty sure they are not bulletproof or explosion proof. Yeah, because
I think it was more like they wanted, like it's like Russia with bears. Like they want a mascot. Like
yeah.
And also like as
you
soon as the military get a hold of some sort of technology like that, they will find a way of like properly weaponizing it. Like,
yeah, of course. It's America. It's America.
Not just that. It's America. It was Korea. It was Russia. Like it was everybody for every weaponized state was there.
Well, that was one of my kind of sort of piss poor things about Fallen Kingdom, especially during the rewatch. I was still like, nah, I don't like that at all. But anyway, so I'll go back to my review. So, Bryce Dallas Howard's character redeemed herself. She went from being money orientated to set up a group that wants to save the dinosaurs, put them in a safe place, la da da. And I just said, and the new big dino villain is fucking solid. Like the fuck's it called?
I can't remember.
It was the new Velociraptor.
And it's not Indominus.
That was Jurassic World. It was the.
I can't even remember.
It was a new. It was based a smaller version.
I'm going to be quoting Dan here, right? Like it really hurts me to not. I really want to like it, but I can't.
That's fair enough.
This is what he says about Last Jedi.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing. He's like, you could compare Fallen Kingdom to The Last Jedi. Like it goes in a different direction and it's controversial between fans. You either like it or you don't like it. And Indoraptor, that's what it was. Indoraptor. So I liked this new villain. It's fucking, well, say villain, but the new bad dinosaur. It's absolutely solid. Like, really, it was visually stunning to look at. Even more badass than the previous movie's big, new, shiny killing machine, which obviously was the Dominus Rex or something anyway. The claustrophobic feel of being trapped in a mansion with dinosaurs roaming about instead of an island was great too. It's literally a semi-Lost World reboot, only instead of taking the dinosaurs to a new park, etc., like what InGen tried to do in the 1997 sequel to Jurassic Park, obviously, they're auctioned off to the highest bidders. It's probably the best thing to do coming out of the 2015 Jurassic World movie. Jeff Goldblum's cameo was, just like he didn't do much, but he just was there just to talk to, Congress and be like, by the way, guys, I've been through this shit twice before, right? Get dragged down for the second film, all that kind of stuff. Like, it was just so kind of like, I've been through this shit. I know what's going to happen. I don't want to talk about it. It's going to happen. This is what's happened. Obviously, we do end with the dinosaurs being set free into civilization, which I'm a bit on the fence with that, even though I know what's going on with the next film. But he was just like, welcome to Jurassic World. You've basically taken mankind back to the Stone Age. You've taken mankind back to the way that it was 65 million years ago. That's not good. People and dinosaurs do not go well together, without cages and all that kind of stuff. So I loved his cameo. The fact that he was just like, fuck are we doing, man? I've been through this before. Don't listen to me. I wrote fucking books on it. So it's quite, I like that. I really enjoyed his kind of, the way he was just basically, oh, here we go, fucking again. So I cannot wait to see what he's like in Dominion. Is he going to be like, oh, Alan, Ellie, we've done this 30 fucking years ago. We're doing it again, but money talks and bullshit takes a bus. Overall, obviously, overall, the highly anticipated sequel isn't quite the traditional Jurassic Park sequel we all wanted or needed, which is a shame. Which is such a shame because Jurassic World, for what it was, felt like a traditional movie. But this one tried something different. It successfully does that for most parts, but there's other parts that are just a bit kind of meh. For example, the little clone girl. Fuck right off. And we'll get into that. That storyline didn't do anything for me. Dr. Henry Wu, obviously played by B.D. Wong, obviously the doctor, from the professor, the scientist, the man who created it back in 1993. He then came back for Jurassic World. He was a bit of a dickhead, money orientated, and we can sell this shit to the black market. It's pretty much a villain, a full-on villain in this one. I didn't like that. I don't like seeing my goody two shoes. He worked with John Hammond. He was there since the birth of the first fucking dinosaur. I think so. To then be like, nah, fuck you guys, I want to make money, and keep stealing the chemicals at the end of every movie to be like, here you go, guys, black market shit. I didn't like that. That fucking annoyed me. Justice Smith, the boy from Detective Pikachu, his character feels like he's just there to scream really loud at everything he sees. He was just so dumb. And I get he's back in the new film. See, as long as the tone is fucking scream down or his voice down, or just I don't want to say kill him because I'll probably get done for racism if I say that. Oh, that's right. There's a leading black boy and you want him to die. No, not necessarily. But he's just so annoying. I can't take to him. I don't know what it is. I just can't take to his character. His character originally was supposed to be the Jake Johnson character from Jurassic World. See the guy who had the vintage like retro Jurassic Park t-shirt. He was supposed to be in Jurassic World, but he couldn't because of scheduling conflicts. So I'd have loved him instead because I liked his character. He was the nerd. He was the the Jurassic Park fan of 1993, all that kind of shit. So he loved the fact he was like in this office working. He was for the people, for the safety of the dinosaurs, for the safety of civilization, the customers, etc. They should have brought him back for the new one, or the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom at least. But instead they replaced him with Justice Smith's character who just screams like fuck. Also, weaponizing a dinosaur is just dumb. It can't work. It doesn't work because the fact that the new Endoraptor is basically connected to a gun that's got like a laser and a wee noise, all that kind of shit, right? So, right, you've got a gun.
You've basically turned it into a house cat.
Yeah, but wait for it though. Let's show how dumb that is, right? So you've got your guns. You're facing the enemy, right? Rather than just shooting them, you then face the gun with a laser at the enemy, click the button and say, right, go get them. Just fucking shoot them. You're there with the enemy, just shoot them. Why send this? And then also, what if the enemy's at a kind of range where you can't reach them? It's dumb. It's kind of cool if done right. That's not done right.
Aye.
Just, like they briefly had a sort of weaponized kind of thing with the raptors in Jurassic World. They gave
it would make more sense if they had something like a Triceratops with a mounted turret or something.
Yeah, see if they gave the new Endoraptor like a I don't want to say it, a gun on his chest or something like that, or just I don't know.
Megazord.
Yeah, I don't know. It transforms and shit. I don't know. But see the whole laser thing, that just doesn't make sense at all because like you'd need to be in range of the bad guy, the raptor. It's just too stupid. I don't like this whole weaponized shit. I get it, but I don't like it. Like understand where they're going with it, but I just don't like it myself. Yeah. And I feel as though the movie's final 30 minutes just drags on and on. Now it's only 2 hours and 3 minutes. I'm not saying that they should have cut it by half an hour because that was my problem with Jurassic Park 3, is it was overdone within like an hour and 30 minutes.
Aye.
What I'm meaning is, yes, they created this claustrophobic feeling of the Endoraptor roaming around the mansion, and Chris Pratt's like, don't worry, we'll get him. But it just, I feel as though it just went on and on. It
feels like two separate movies.
Yeah.
Like,
which I didn't mind.
You could have totally finished on the bit where the island explodes and then just put credits. Yeah. And then next one starts for there.
It's basically. So I just thought the final 30 minutes just kind of drags on a little bit. And the other, obviously, the other thing is the setting. The other thing is setting the dinosaurs free at the end to roam about our world, our land, our society, our civilization. That was just dumb because, like, I get that the little clone girl obviously you know, she's, you know, a clone. She's like the dinosaur. She's got that kind of attachment to them because obviously they're just learning and stuff like that, and all they know is cages. So if you let them out, they can then maybe learn to live with civilization side by side.
That's not how you do
that's
it.
not how
you
that
don't
works.
Do that with
so,
you don't do that with zoo animals. Like,
no,
you don't
that's
just release them. You have to
you don't
acclimatize them to it.
Yeah, exactly. So my ending would have been like, you know, Owen and Claire, Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt, find like a wee deserted island, a sanctuary, and just fuck them all on there, and that's it. Do not touch that fucking island. Do not go on it. Do not fly. Oh, it's okay. We can fly, you know, 30,000 feet above it. Just leave them the fuck alone. That would have been the perfect ending. This one, I get it. The little clone girl feels, you know, vulnerable. She feels, you know, like they're vulnerable, and, you know, she's credited them because she's a clone. But it's quite dumb. And I get that. I'm trying not to look at it as, right, I get where it's going with the third one with the minion. But as it stands, Fallen Kingdom, I really loved it. No, I didn't love it. I really, really enjoyed it. But it's just the little things here and there. Because the Endoraptor was so cool. Like the big sequence at the very, very end when, you know, they're on the top of the glass roof and, you know, they're going to shoot it and all that kind of stuff, but they click the button and all that kind of stuff. And the raptor jumps in at the last minute, saves the day. Yes, good old Blue. Because then obviously we see during the film that Chris Pratt's character is watching, like, you know, old footage of him raising the raptor, so you get that close connection. I was like, that's quite nice. I like all that close connection to all of his, you know, his raptors, like Blue, Alpha, Foxtrot, all that kind of stuff. That's all their names. I can't remember all the names, but that's some of their names. So I like all that. That's quite cool. But it just, I don't know, it annoys me at times, and then it redeems itself a hell of a lot more. Like I said, it's a lot better than what I remember it was. Even down like the final moments of like a T-Rex having like a kind of roar off with a lion, two kings of the jungle, both, you know, 65 million years apart. I loved that. That was a good fucking shot. Yeah. But then it means that, you know, the lion's probably going to lose.
The line is lunch.
I'm kind of glad they kind of cut that, because I thought myself, the next thing will be like the T-Rex has been like, yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. But yeah, so my number 4 is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, because it's not bad. It genuinely isn't bad. Ross says, I'm saying this, but Fallen Kingdom is embarrassing. Ooh! I'm saying this, but Fallen Kingdom is embarrassingly high on my ranking, to be fair. Ooh, that's interesting. He also says, if you have to point a laser at someone so the raptor will attack, couldn't you just think, yeah, exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. Why would you not just shoot them? Like, have even like that laser or that thing on the raptor and have it controlled or something. I don't know, something like that, other than just being like, point at a guy and be like, I could shoot you, but I'll send this guy on instead. So then the raptor's got to be like, right, where's the laser? What if the laser breaks that day? What if that day is just shit out of luck, the laser breaks or they lose signal or something like that?
They forget batteries.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they forget their batteries, you know, they're the Duracell batteries. So you're fucked then. So that is part of the dumb parts of the film. Like I said, obviously we spoke about the high parts, like, you know, Isla Nublar burning down. Not that's a good part. It's not good, but it was visually nice to look at. But it's just a shame that, you know, it had to come to that. But it's kind of funny though, because I was watching someone who's did a review of Fallen Kingdom, and he said that would that have happened? Why build Jurassic World on Isla Nublar in the first place? Because surely the volcano would have had to have like erupted at some point. So then you get thousands of, you know, guests, tourists then burning to the ground. So yeah, it's kind of dumb when you think of it that way. But
yeah. But my number 4.
Moving on. What's your number 4?
Is the previous film of Jurassic World. Right. So I've started with the 2 new ones.
So you're right. So your worst. Right, you know what I should have done? I should have wrote this down. I probably should write this down, actually. Nah, I don't matter.
Right.
So my least favorite is Jurassic Park 3. So number 5, Jurassic Park 3. Number 4, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Your least favorite is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, which is number 5. And number 4 is Jurassic World. Okay.
Yes.
Go for Joe.
Jurassic World. It's not a bad movie. I
Okay.
remember most of the story. I like the fact that it was built on the ruins of Jurassic Park, but the foundations of Jurassic Park, and then they find like all the stuff.
They literally
like
find
cameos.
the ruins. Yeah.
It's like cameos, like they find the truck, and then they fix the truck and all that. I like the idea of it being like a full size like Disney World sort of idea, where there's like a sea life show, there's a fucking all this shit going on, like an actual fucking park. Like you finally see them what Jurassic Park should have been. Like if they hadn't have had, all the accidents.
Like it's good that way.
Aye. Like most of the cast seems pretty good. Like Chris Pratt, he was all right. I liked his his sort of wee sort of raptor group that he had, like his wee boy band.
He's fresh off of Guardians of the Galaxy, so cast him everywhere.
Aye.
Fuck it. His boy band. Wait. So you've got the Rat
Chris
Pack.
And the Raptors.
You've got the Rat Pack, the Raptor Pack,
Rat Pack,
the Rap Pack. That works.
Yeah.
Just quickly, Ross Atkins said, "Matty, is your ranking just the release of just the release?"
Incorrect.
Of each film in order. That's quite funny. So far, we're kind of getting it because you've got. So
far, you're right, but
far you get 5.
Next one's going to throw you off, right?
Oh, I'm excited. So anyway, go on, man. Go on.
But so most of the stuff when you first see them arrive at the park, when there's like I don't know, it's not a megalodon, but you know what I mean, the big fucking dinosaur that eats the shark thing at the start. I get there's that. The Indominus Rex, I like the idea of that, like trying to create your own dinosaur of using DNA, and then obviously using DNA.
Yeah, they're playing God, but like.
Aye, I like really the idea of that. It was just like, from your past experience, which one species has shown up on the past 3 sites and has caused a major problem?
T-Rex and Velociraptor. So what do we do? Put the 2 together.
Let's mix the 2 of them. That's ideal. Like, what you should have done is start off small, like do something like a Triceratops and like I don't know, a Stegosaurus. Yeah, something like at least not a meat eater.
Did you not like when it's when Chris Pratt and the lads and the Raptors go out on the hunt, go out to sniff to find the Indominus Rex, and the 4 Raptors then start communicating with the new Rex, and Chris Pratt's just like, no, because obviously they never told him. They just said, it's a T-Rex and a few other dinosaurs. But they never said what the final ingredients to the cake was. And I loved that moment of just kind of slowly just gone down and just, I love when, because even you as the audience are just like, oh shit, that's a fucking raptor. So they find out, obviously, the secret ingredients is raptor. So then obviously the big Indominus is just like, yeah, you're my bitches. Fuck those guys. I was like, oh shit. I thought it was fucking brilliant. I was genuinely just like, oh no, man. They've created a 50-foot raptor. Like, holy shit. That is insanely fantastic. Like, right, anyway, I'll let you go. Matty, go. I'm going to go for a tumble here.
But like, I was in the same sort of situation. I was like, okay, they've done that, but I'm also sitting there like, fucking Star Wars Twitter, just like, what in the fuck is going on here?
Definitely.
I thought these guys are meant to be geniuses. They've been able to play God and make a fucking dinosaur, and this is the 2 that you go for. Like, fucking, like, are you 5 years old? I'm all for. As I said, I am all for mixed racing, everything. Right, go for it. Maybe make it chicken sized. That's all I'm saying.
If it was to be
start it off that size rather than
what was the little thing to get it? Compies. Make a compy. Make it like a raptor compy. It's like a raptor compy even. I know they'd be fucking deadly actually.
File his nails down a wee bit first.
Yeah. Can you imagine a Brachiosaurus and a T-Rex? Just like a long neck T-Rex.
A long neck with just teeth.
That'd be quite good. But yeah, I get what you're saying. No, it's just like if you're gonna create your own new creation, like literally their own creation, not even on the geographical, like not geographical. I can't even think what I was gonna say. Basically, where's his fucking name? David Attenborough. Basically, something that David Attenborough has never heard of, but they create this big, massive mix of T-Rex and a Velociraptor. Oh, that'll go down well. The fact that it camouflages itself within the trees and shit, you're just like that. Like, right? Well, do you know what? I don't want to talk about it. On you go. I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to end up. I'm getting excited now. It was just, I'm just like, you motherfucking genius.
The last thing I can remember from that one is see the ball ride sort of thing that they've got where they go through the actual paddocks with the dinosaurs.
The fish bowls.
Aye. I thought
cool.
like that's cool. A quite cool idea.
Yeah,
but it's also also when they roll up against a dead dinosaur and they're like, why are you going off road? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I know. Soon the older brothers.
I'm all for exploring and all that, but maybe not in this situation.
The older brothers just like, how about we go off road? And the wee 12-year-old just like, because he's crying, he's like, I don't want to go back to the, because obviously at that point the red alert's been called out. It's just like, guys, get fucking back. Something's going on, and the wee kid's just like, I don't want to cut my tour short. I'm just like, oh, shut the fuck up. And then the big brother's just like, how about we go off road? And I'm like, oh, why are you doing this? Come on! Have you not seen the first film? But then again, I'm probably not old enough. And it's just like I love it as fans. You're watching it. No, I love Lost World. I love Jurassic World. It's nice and glossy, and it's new. But there's moments where you're just like, you're screaming at the screen, you're just like, don't go off road in a Jurassic fucking island. Jesus, you've just passed a tore up fucking dinosaur, and you're thinking, I know what we'll do. We'll go off road. We'll go past a fence that says trespass, no entry, all that kind of shit. Basically, don't go down this fucking road. And they're still like, fuck it, why not? We're in a glass ball.
Fucking teenagers, man.
I know. I hate kids. I really do.
But I like that, and I like the Indominus Rex not killing for meat, just killing for sport.
That was brutal.
That's so fucking metal.
That was that was savage, because at the end of the day, though, the T-Rex killed to eat, the raptors killed to eat. Well, sometimes. But this new thing was just basically, I'm king of the fucking jungle now. So I'm not just going to kill to eat. I'm killing for sport. He's like, basically, it was like a dinosaur version of a game hunter.
Aye.
Like, rather than sticking up the heads of like, a deer and a bear and a fucking T-Rex in his wall, this thing's just like, I'm going to lay their bodies everywhere, all over the island. All of the island. I'm going to put the shit fear in the people who are still on this island. And by the way, if I can kill a dinosaur,
I'm not going to be here very long.
Yeah, if I can kill a dinosaur bigger than me, I can shoot a shit, chop you up in 3 pieces, in 3 bites, which he did. Some of the deaths were brutal. I love when guys get grabbed. See if Jurassic Park movies. I know it. I'm trying not to be like this mad. I love kills on screen. I love deaths and stuff like that, right? But I love that for some strange reason, when people get eaten by a dinosaur bigger than them, it's always they go down and they chop them from they grab basically the torso first and then yank them up. And it always seems to be the fat guys that die first. Because the fat security guard, he was just like, I got out, thank God, and all of a sudden just like, nope. And you're just like, oh, that's me. That is like, I'm just like, yeah, that's me in a Jurassic Park film. I'd be the fat security guard being like, thank God I got away from that. Just like the way you're running, you're just like out of the Indominus, its cage, its fucking, its house
enclosure,
and he's running its enclosure, and he's running out. And you're just like, how is he surviving? He's fat. No offense, I'm fat as well. I can say that. But he gets out, and you think he actually got out. Well done. Finally, a fat man in Jurassic Park actually made it out alive. And all of a sudden, nope, fuck you. And I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. Let's add some tension to the fat man. But yeah, on you go.
Right. Well, that's my number 4 over and done with. What's your number 3? Because
My
we're
number
at
3.
9:30 here.
Yeah. So my number 3 is Jurassic World.
There we go. Right, we've talked about that one. Right, my number 3.
No, I'll quickly say I'll do a quick overview of my review. So it's a glossy reboot that pays homage to the 1993 original. It does. Nobody can sit and say it's not a good homage, continuation, all that kind of stuff. Chris Pratt's fresh off the success of Guardians of the Galaxy, so it's like, let's cast him because why not? He is good his own. He does a fine job, but it was part of that kind of, let's just Hollywood. You're just like, oh, let's just cast people. See, when people are good in one film, it's like casting everything. Like Chris Hemsworth and Theresa Thompson from Thor Ragnarok. Their chemistry was brilliant. The way they were two on the screen was fantastic. It was brilliant, great, good. So then Sony were just like, let's nab them both for Men in Black 4. And it was a total failure. They did not do well in that film at all. They didn't really flow the same way as they flowed in Thor Ragnarok. Chris Pratt, on the other hand, he does flow very well in this film, a bit more than Guardians of the Galaxy. I know it's controversial, and that's a controversial statement, but just go for it. But then he does get cast in other films, and I'm just like, he's just there because why not? Yeah, so I said the CGI is good. A bit too CGI at times, a bit too big in CGI, and let's just CGI this because why not? Whereas obviously the original 1993 film had a smooth mix of both, state-of-the-art CGI, but then state-of-the-art real animatronic dinosaurs. Like, those dinosaurs look real still to this day, did back then, do now. The new Rex is fucking badass. It's a genetic modified hybrid it's been made to make money and sell tickets. Bigger is better. And yeah, I'll agree that bigger is better until shit hits the fan and, they realize, shit, we shouldn't have played God. Maybe John Hammond was right. There's more threat in this movie due to the fact that the park is now officially opened to the public. Like, it's not this investors trip weekend, all that kind of stuff. It's now they've now got thousands of people like in the park. Like, it's really the threat is like an all-time high. It also, my only issue is like it tries to be like, we're doing our own thing, but we're also trying to respect the original franchise. Like, I do like the nods of like Jake Johnson's character wearing like the retro Jurassic Park t-shirt. I do like the two kids visiting the old parks, like main hub and the old Jeeps. But I feel as though it was at a time in Hollywood where it was like, let's just reboot everything we can think of, but also like assure fans that, hey guys, it's still Jurassic Park, woo! And I think Jurassic World, as much as it's good and nice and glossy and, nice, it's a good film, it's nice to look at, it does try to keep that kind of heavy that we're still Jurassic Park, we're not, we're all that kind of stuff. Like, let's just change the title of, Park to World and like Sea World and, deep, all that kind of stuff. So I didn't really annoy that. That kind of annoyed me. It's an enjoyable enough film, but it's, I would rather, it's an enjoyable film, but I would, if I was to pick over that and, the original film, I'm going for Jurassic Park 1993. That's the most memorable film out of all of them. So obviously I'm going to pick that. And then I go on and say that, Bryce Dallas Howard running in heels from a T-Rex, dumb as fuck. And then Henry Wu, obviously the doctor, the creator, well, the scientist, becoming a villain. I'm just like, I don't like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We've spoke about it, so I'm not really going to. So yeah, I like Jurassic World. I do enjoy it. I mean, I'm not, but I would rather go back and watch. If I'm going to watch a first movie, because obviously this is the first of the new films. So if I was going to watch a first movie, I'd go back and watch the original film. Same with Star Wars. I love The Force Awakens. It's fantastic. It's nice and glossy and brand new and fresh. But obviously, if I'm going to watch a Star Wars film, I would be more inclined to watch, A New Hope or Empire Strikes Back, like the original Star Wars over the sequel trilogy, even though I know Dan and Steve are, bombarded me with my comments of, I love the sequel trilogy. I do.
Yeah.
I love the sequel
You're speaking
trilogy.
like you sense a disturbance in the force there.
I
when you said
do.
that.
I love the sequel. I love the sequel trilogy, but I will always go back to the original trilogy. Same with Jurassic Park. If I'm going to watch a Jurassic Park film, I would rather watch Jurassic Park and then The Lost World, and then maybe jump to Jurassic World and then Fallen Kingdom, etc., and so forth. But so that's my number three. So what's your number three, Matty?
Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World.
Ooh, controversial. Because I declare that as a great fucking sequel. But this is your time. This is your time to shine, Matty.
Because as I said before, Jurassic Park 3 is the one I've got a bit of emotional attachment to. So I've ranked that as my number 2.
Oh, spoilers.
I've already said this way back at the start.
Have you?
Aye.
Spoilers.
Jurassic Park 3 was the first one I saw in the cinema. I saw it with my granda, who is still with us. That's it. Just in case anybody was wondering.
I like how you had to clarify that he's not dead.
It was one of those weekends where me and my little brother would have been maybe 2 or 3 at the time, so it would have been me and my granda just going to the cinema while my gran looked after my wee brother at a caravan. And we used to go and see stuff like Crocodile Dundee or
great film.
I remember going to see the Crocodile Hunter, the Steve Irwin one.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Movie.
I know. I saw that. Did I see it in the cinema? No.
I had it on tape.
I had it in video,
years, but I went to the cinema to see it as well. We hit my granda.
I don't know if I did. I don't know. I don't know. Go on anyway.
But most of my films from my childhood were from my granda. He's the one that got me interested in things like Indiana Jones and Star Wars and just all the good ones.
Good man.
Jurassic Park. I watched Jurassic Park thousands of times because I used to love dinosaurs. I still do. I used to love wanting to do archaeological digs and all that stuff.
Did you used to do that as well?
Aye.
Did you used to dig up the garden? Why not?
I just dig up the garden, just looking for bones and then finding pipes and then wondering what the hell this does.
I know. I was the exact same until I dug up the garden and I found the gas mains, and I was that's a hard bone. And I remember hitting on it, and Mum's like, "Oh, that's the gas mains." So I never got to dig up the garden again.
But Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World, is number 3 on my list purely because it was the third one that I got around to actually watching. I watched them in a weird order because that's just the way I was able to get a hold of them, I think, because reasons.
Okay.
But I think when I was younger, I didn't like it as much purely because Alan Grant wasn't in it. Because he was the one that I watched the first one. I loved, because he was the archaeologist. He was the one that was.
Just quickly, then see if you're saying that. Then, so just quickly when you're saying that, see when you watched Jurassic Park and then Jurassic Park 3. Did Jurassic Park 3 feel more like a true sequel to Jurassic Park for you?
Aye, it felt more like a sequel.
That's interesting. That's very interesting, actually.
If I had watched it in the original order, it would probably be in second place for me. I think it's just the way that I've watched them. I'm just do you know what? I remember a lot more stuff from that one. The second one, watching it when I was younger, I liked it because I liked that they had some new dinosaurs in it. It was it was the first time we seen a Stegosaurus, which was pretty kick-ass.
Yeah.
And all the other sort of dinosaurs, but obviously the whole idea of bringing a T-Rex back to civilization, and I'm just I'm pretty sure this is a Godzilla movie at the very end of this, but a low damage version.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about there.
But I like the whole story of that one. I don't know if that one is the one that's based off of one of the books as well.
Yeah, so Michael Crichton, I think his name's Crichton.
Yep.
He was actually I know he was writing the Lost World book at the same time as Spielberg
the movie
was getting the script together with obviously the writers. I think, if I'm correct, Michael Crichton was asked by Universal to write the book so that they had something to write off of, but he was late. I don't know. There's a lot of different stories from different people. If you go on Wikipedia, it's like a whole mumbo jumbo. But there's some like controversial things behind the scenes that he was asked to write the book before, so they had a template, because there's a few things in the book that never happened in the film. There's a few things in the film that never in the book. There's a few things that happened obviously between Jurassic Park, the book, and the film that never happened in the movie and all that kind of stuff. So I remember it was getting written or wrote at the same time as the film was getting made. So there's a few substantial differences. Like I think, if I'm correct, John Hammond dies in the book. Spoilers. I've not even read the book actually, but I know a few notes here and there. John Hammond dies in the book, but obviously he's not really present in the film. He's at the start and he's at the very end. He sends Ian Malcolm on his mission.
Yeah.
And he appears at the end and oh, listen, guys, just, life finds a way, that kind of stuff, and kind of, leave the dinosaurs alone. I'm just like, yeah, that's easy for you to say, John Hammond. You've got your millions, you've got your mansion, you're old, you're dying, you don't give a fuck. But yeah, I get it. Like I said, I feel as though John Hammond is a bit of a dickhead in the second film, and I mean that in the nicest possible way, because he is very kind of like, he's just not getting the point that making these dinosaurs is bad, no matter where the fuck you put them, is bad. Like it's you know what the thing is, so like even at the, I guess it's the end of the first one, which there's one thing at the end of the first one that annoys me, and it's the pterodactyls flying away like next to the
that's the end of 3.
The end of 3 and the end of the second one, where the pterodactyls like flying about. How does the pterodactyls not like fly away? Is there like a force field or a tracking device that stuns them when they go fucking like 10 feet out into the ocean? 10 feet, 10 yards, 10 meters. I don't know. There's just, I don't want to pick point. I'm not going to pick point at those kind of things. Because it's going to annoy me.
I like the reason it's mainly on number 3 on my list is because it feels like a pure advert for Mercedes. It's like a really expensive advert for Mercedes.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I understand that.
Which is how they got Jeff Goldblum to do another picture, because it says they'll give him a free Mercedes car if he was to turn up for. He said he was on Top Gear a few years ago, and that was one of the things he said, because he's still driving the exact same car to this day.
Seriously?
He's never changed it.
I did not know that. That's so cool.
He got a free car, so he was like, why would I pay for another car? Like,
that's 25. So that's now, as of this year, 25 years old. That's incredible. I did not know that. Thank you for bringing that trivia to the table, Matty. That's pretty good, actually. That's pretty good.
What's your number 3?
Already told you. Jurassic World. Number 2.
That's what I meant.
So my number 2 is, have you been taking notes, by the way, of your ranking?
Yes.
Okay, good. I've got my notes here as well. So far, my least favourite is Jurassic Park 3, number 5. It's not the 5th film, it's number 5 on my list. Followed by Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, number 4. Number 3 is Jurassic World itself, the 2015 glossy reboot, homage, sequel, fuck you want to call it. Matty, your number 5 is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Number 4 is Jurassic World. It's Jurassic Park 4, which is Jurassic World. Number 3 is The Lost World of Jurassic Park. Yep. And my number 2 is The Lost World of Jurassic Park. So fresh off of a success 4 years earlier with 1993's Jurassic Park, Steven Spielberg returns to try and up the game, up the ante, which he has admitted in interviews he knew he couldn't do it. And I get that, because when you watch it, yes, it's not the same as the first film. It's a very good sequel, but it's nowhere near an improvement well, not that Jurassic Park needs improvements, but you can never better your first creation. Yeah, in Star Wars you can do it obviously because Empire Strikes Back, but there's certain films there's certain films that you can't. There's certain film sequels that very rarely better the first film. There's a handful obviously of great sequels that do out. It's different. There's great sequels, and then there's great sequels that outdo the first film. I would say that Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World, or The Lost World Jurassic Park, is a great sequel, but it can't obviously, it's not got a scratch in the first film. So basically what I said in my little tiny review, and I don't know why my hands are like this right now, great sequel. CGI is a bit ropey at times, especially during the daytime, especially all the daytime CGI. As obviously said in Jurassic Park 3, my thing for Jurassic Park 3, that the CGI is a lot tighter during the day. I think it's because obviously they knew that the majority of the film is set during the day, so they need to obviously tighten things up, etc. And they brought a lot more animatronic dinosaurs as well into Jurassic Park 3. There wasn't a lot of animatronic. Well, there was and there wasn't, but there's a few that really worked. But the daytime stuff, especially like the attack, not to say the attack, but when, Ian Malcolm finally finds Sarah, played by Julianne Moore, his girlfriend, along with Vince Vaughn as Nick and the little guy, I don't even know his name is, Eddie, the little tech guy, who gets a brutal fucking death, but a very good, satisfying death. It's weird, but you get what I'm saying. When they, come across is it Stephen? Are they the stegosaurs then? The pointy fucking ones. It's like, but they're basically like a big tortoise, big shell. Yeah, stegosaurs. So obviously they come across them and they go apeshit because her camera goes all goofy and she's trying to take a picture of the baby and the baby's like, fuck you. And mum and dad and auntie and uncle and cousins and all are like, fuck you. And they run towards them. The CGI is kind of, you can see you can see either the cast have been placed into that scene or I don't know if there's a crazy mix of, you don't quite know I don't know, that you're paying too much attention to the off CGI rather than the actual scene itself. So basically, the action is great. The CGI obviously is great at times. The story works well because, you go in, the story works well because it's basically, our three heroes of this film go in to, Site B, Isla Sonar, and to study the dinosaurs, make sure they're okay, all that kind of shit. But John Hammond's specky prick of a nephew is like, fuck you, I want to keep this making money. So he basically takes InGen from John Hammond and he's like, we're going to create a new park in San Diego, more of a wee kind of zoo, a city zoo, kind of things, like all that kind of stuff. Take the dinosaurs off of the island, off of their habitat, and put them in a city. And you're thinking straight off the bat, you're like, that's not going to go down well. It doesn't, but we'll get to that. So InGen come in and basically fuck shit up, and there's two teams. There's the team of the people who love the dinosaurs and who are just there to study them. Apart from Ian Malcolm. Ian Malcolm in this, I love Jeff Goldblum. He's just like, because when obviously John Hammond summons him, he's just like, he's disgraced because obviously he basically whistleblowed. He called out bullshit to, Jurassic Park and InGen and John Hammond and says, you kill people, all that kind of stuff. In the book, he wrote books and he's basically disgraced. So he's not trusted, he's not loved anymore. John Hammond still sticks by him, but the rest of the family, the Hammonds, InGen, all that kind of stuff, are just like, he's an arsehole, fuck him. So he gets sent back onto the island because his girlfriend, played by Julianne Moore, Sarah Harding, basically runs away and gets asked by John to go and study the dinosaurs because she's into animals and shit. But you're like, how does Ian Malcolm not know that his girlfriend's been gone for like 3 weeks? Because she's been gone for 3 weeks. It says that. It's something like 3 weeks and he doesn't actually realize she's been gone. It's just brilliant. It's just like, it's kind of, their relationship is obviously questionable. Because if I disappeared for 3 weeks, Kirsty'd be like, where the fuck is he? Fuckface, where are you? You know what I mean? I mean, so Ian Malcolm goes and tries to get Sarah back. He's like, Sarah, I've been through this before. I've done it with Jurassic Park, dinosaurs eating people. Not good, not good for your health. I love when Vince Vaughn's character and little Eddie, they're like, pictures and all that. They're like, oh, they're like fucking dinosaurs for this first time. And Jeff Goldblum's just like, yeah, it's all ooh, until they start chasing you and eating you. And I was like, that's brilliant because Jeff Goldblum in this, it's like he doesn't want to be here, but it's the way his character is. Like I think Jeff Goldblum loved this film, but Ian Malcolm was just like, I've been through this before. I can wear the t-shirt. Do not go.
Ian Malcolm in this film is pretty much all of the audience members who have watched the original one. Just exactly. Like he's just calling bullshit and everything.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like you could look at Lost World and think it's a pile of shit because you've just been through all of that in Jurassic Park, and you're going through it all again. But I don't. I look at it as it's a great film. I love Lost World, Jurassic Park. I think it's a fantastic fucking movie. Like, it's just, like I said, Ian Malcolm's great in it. Just the whole, I've dealt with this shit before attitude. Trying to preserve the dinosaurs. Yeah, it's dumb because it's not going to work because it's not going to work. Everyone knows this going into when you watch a Jurassic Park film or Jurassic World film, it's not going to have a happy ending. Well, it is, but it's it is and it isn't. For the people, yes. For the dinosaurs, no. Or for some people, no. My only two major issues is the fact that Vince Vaughn, his character, Nick, disappears at the end of the film. Like, they all get picked up and saved on the island, and then it gets to the end when, Sarah and Ian Malcolm are going to San Diego, going to the new Jurassic Park and being like, what the fuck are you doing? And obviously, they've John Hammond's nephew, his prick nephew. I can't remember his name because I just don't like him. He's good. He's a good villain, but he's a prick. He's obviously brought a T-Rex. He's kidnapped the T-Rex, the dad and the baby, brought it over to San Diego. That's not good. Why did you do that? So Ian Malcolm and Sarah Harding basically went to tell him so at this weekend of investors meeting where they unveiled the T-Rex. We've got it in the cargo ship. The cargo ship crashes into the harbour, and we find out that on the ship, all the crew members are dead. But that's a big fault because how are they dead? How are they limbs? How's limbs everywhere? Because obviously the T-Rex and its baby have been locked in the cargo. So who killed the dinosaurs? Turns out, who killed the humans, basically. But it turns out that supposedly there is a deleted segment that involves a velociraptor, and it turns out there's a velociraptor on the ship with them. But that doesn't, that'd have made more sense. But so the only two issues I've got is obviously Vince Vaughn disappearing and going to nowhere, and then obviously the T-Rex locked in the cargo hold with its baby. Yeah, everyone on the ship's dead. But like I said, I love Lost World Jurassic Park. Who's Steve? Is that Steve? Is that you? Like Steve, my Steve? He's saying spoilers. We probably should have said that, Steve. Guys. We probably should have said that before we started. There's heavy spoilers in this video. But
we might as well say it now when we get to the last movie on the list.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is
so. But yeah, Jurassic World is great because like the T-Rex roaming through San Diego at night and just causing havoc was so fantastically brilliant to look at. Like, it really was. And even when it comes down to John Hammond's nephew getting eaten, getting mauled to death by the baby dinosaur, like the baby T-Rex, sorry, like the dad, obviously it's a dad, it's like a sort of kind of proud dad moment because he looks at the baby T-Rex and he's just like, that's my boy. You know what I mean? Dinner time. It was just, I love it. I genuinely love Lost World. It's not obviously superior to the first film. It's nowhere near it.
Aye.
Jurassic Park is a 5-star film. Lost World is a 4-star film in my eyes. And that's a big thing to say, but it is. So Steve, it is you. Hi, Steve. Welcome to the show. You're about an hour and 50.
Bye, Stephen, as well.
Bye, Stephen. Thanks for coming. Steve, you're about an hour and a half late, but hey ho, that's what it is. So yeah, we're going to wrap.
He's turned up for the good bit. Like,
I know. He's turned up coincidentally for the part where I actually praised the Lost World, which is something he's like, why do you love the Lost World? I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I watch back my live stream and you'll find out. So now comes
Going
the
by the mental maths that I've had to do in my head, I'm guessing we're on the same movie for this one.
There's a lot more.
Unless you're including the Lego movies here.
No, there's a lot more in there's a lot more that I love in the Lost World, because, like, you know, even just quickly, like the attack on Eddie, the two T-Rexes coming to try and save his baby, and then fucking shut up and putting the big massive bus over the cliff and all that kind of stuff, and Eddie getting eaten, but he saves the day, so he gets his wee kind of saving the day moment. Yeah, he dies. Shame, but that's what it is. But yeah, going on to Steve saying blasphemy. I know. I'm sorry, Steve. I'm sorry, Stephen. But yeah, so we're now at the very end of this ranking, this live ranking with, you know, myself, Jordan, and Matty, the two effing geeks. I'm going to say nerds. Fuck, the two effing geeks.
That's enough.
Our number one greatest Jurassic Park film of all time is Jurassic Park 1993. Like, what can we say, Matty? Like, look at it. I've got a t-shirt, Jurassic Park, my pass, Park Ranger, I have my map. So currently, we are sitting.
Fucking hell, it opens up the phone.
It does. Currently, we are sitting.
Hold on. Show us that map again. Fucking hell, that's terrible.
You think I drew it?
I was fucking Crayola.
No, it's great. Like, that's the way it opens. Right, so that, right? It then opens like that. It then opens like that. And you've even got, like, what I love.
I'm up on how a map works.
It's a proper pamphlet, because you've even got, like, Kodak film. Like, you're actually advertising, like, fucking Kodak. Hell, man. Like, it's mental. It's so good. I actually think I bought this with Steve at one of the Comic Cons. So it even says, like, general information. One price admission to the theme park includes entertainment, meals, and accommodation. All rides, tours, and attractions are also included. Well, I fucking hope so. Special group rates are available for private parties, company parties, and picnics. For information, please contact.
Fucking picnics.
I know. Please contact our sales representative. She's probably dead. Park hours. Information about park hours on the day you plan to. No, information about the park hours on the day you plan to visit. Contact our sales office. That sales office is probably crushed by T-Rex. For any additional information, please contact our main office. Catering banquets for a reception or dinner party, please contact our catering manager. He gets sacked. Major credit cards honoured for park admission and most major purchases in the gift shop and stores. Reservations are necessary for all packages at Jurassic Park. And we've got it in Korean as well. No, I say Korean, not Korean. Japanese or something. Probably Japanese. I think it's Japanese, isn't it? And at the back, we've got catch the true colours of Jurassic Park on Kodak Gold Plus film. No print film gives you truer, more accurate colour than Kodak Gold Plus film. Now with richer saturation for even more colour, and you can get it without leaving this park. So basically, they sell cameras as well in the park, because why the fuck not? Why?
That's just a money maker in one of these.
Yeah, that's a win-win, isn't it? Fuck. You're at Jurassic Park.
Pictures of the inside of a T-Rex as you're being digested.
Yeah, you're at Jurassic Park and you're like, fuck, I forgot my camera. Oh, that's right, I can buy one. I can buy a Kodak Gold Plus film.
But if it works anyway, like it does in Disneyland, you know that's going to be marked up by about 40,000% of what it was meant when you get it outside.
Of course. Well, I think it was not John Hammond's lawyer, the guy was in charge of the money. The guy gets seen by the T-Rex in the toilet. He's in the toilet, sitting in the toilet, and does he not say something like, you know, we're going to charge like 5,000 a night or something like that? And John Hammond was like, you know, but money's, it's not all about money. And he's just like, shut up, John, it is about money. Fuck's sake, these dinosaurs cost like $24 million. You've got to make some dollar back. So that's what I love about John Hammond in the first film. He isn't money orientated. He gets it as a business. Aye. He's very like, it's for the people, it's for the kids who grew up wanting to believe in dinosaurs and that kind of shit. So yeah, so our number one is Jurassic Park. Like,
The
what
one
can
that
I
kicked
say?
it all off.
Yeah, what can I say about Jurassic? What can we say? Like, it's probably the greatest, childhood movie of all time. It's my greatest childhood film of all time. It's in my top 10 films of all time. It's like
Definitely.
it probably. Do you know what? I could probably go and say like it's probably the greatest movie of all time, surpassing like Schindler's
I mean,
List and all that
I
kind of
will
shit.
agree that it's also in my top 10.
It's perfection, and it literally
And
is.
I can't really argue with you, to be honest.
I don't
I'm trying to
think
think of,
I don't
there's no
think
way I can.
there's nothing really. What's actually bad about this film? What's actually wrong? What negative? There'll be like computer nerds out there who will be like, oh no, actually there's a continuity error at 4 minutes and 52 seconds in. But it makes you believe in dinosaurs. Like that first shot when the Stegosaurus or the Bronco, whatever it's called, big long neck
You do
dinosaur.
realise dinosaurs are real, Jordan. You don't need to
Yeah,
believe in them.
no, I
They're not
know,
like
but
unicorns
no, I know,
or,
but it's one of those kind of
fairies.
things. No, I get that, but like the use
Or
of
Scotland winning the World Cup.
yeah, the use of the use of animatronic made you believe that it was real.
Aye.
The
mixture of the two.
Yeah,
It
brought the 65 million years ago stuff to now.
And it was the great studio of Stan Winston that brought us the practical effect that was.
You then had, the great and still alive and kicking, Sir John Williams, who the score is so fucking breathtaking. Do you know that's my alarm clock in the morning? Is Jurassic Park.
I mean, mine is the Imperial March because usually it's set for 5:30 in the morning to get up for work. So it's just like, it's that and anybody that wrongs me, that's a ringtone on my phone. It's just the Imperial March.
That's fair enough.
Joe Williams, yes.
Yeah, like Jurassic Park's just fantastic. Like I don't even know what to say. It's just a great film, right? You've got the intensity.
It's great in all aspects. It's a great watch. It's great to kind of learn how they did all the stuff as well because it was like the first time they tried doing CGI because they were originally going to use it as just a puppet for the big T-Rex, and they were like, well, CGI is just going to cost us too much because it's too. It was. There
was a lot of animatronic T-Rex, but obviously they just helped it a little bit more with CGI, like the running sequence and that kind of stuff.
But even at that, like even the CGI from this movie that was made before I was even fucking born, like I was
2 years old.
So the year before I was born, it came out, and when you watch it nowadays, the CGI still holds up, and it's because it works alongside the practical effects so fluently.
Oh yes,
the whole scene, the whole scene when the T-Rex breaks out and starts turning over the cars and all of that.
Oh, it's fantastic!
It looks amazing, like, especially when it bursts through the roof and all that, and it tries to eat the wains, and you're just like, sardines.
Like everything works because, like, the fact that because obviously if you've done it nowadays, the car would be CGI, but it's the fact that the Jeep is real, and the T-Rex isn't real, but then when the T-Rex bursts, like you said, bursts through the roof, it's real. It's just such a great film. It really is. Like like I said, down to even the first time you see a dinosaur, and it has that music, and John Hammond's like my dear Dr. Grant, Ellie Sattler, my dear Dr. Sattler, welcome to Jurassic Park. And at that point, you're just like, and it gets the white shot, all the dinosaurs. You're just like, holy fucking shit! This film is spectacular from start to finish. Like even the kills are brutal. Like Mr. Arnold losing his arm, like just Sam Jackson, his arm. Dennis Nedry, who I love that character. I love his character. His kill with the dinosaur that spits the wax in his eye and just or whatever it is. Like it is certainly the last of the Amblin, obviously Steven Spielberg's production company, the Amblin PG movies that had that. It pushed the barriers to the to the point where you're like, this could be an R rating, but we'll probably get away for PG. Like apart from
how the fuck they did, but
apart from the Lost World has some kind of moments of, oh fuck. that's quite brutal for a
Yeah.
PG. And that's where Jurassic Park 3 fails, because a lot of the kills are either done quickly or they're not as, brutal as they were in the previous two films. So, like, it's just, I don't know what to say. It's just an all-round fantastic movie. It really is. Like
it's for guys our age and even guys older. I'd probably even say Dan would agree that it's part of their childhood in a way.
Yeah, 100%.
Like
life finds a way.
Life finds a way. This movie finds a way into your fucking heart as well.
Even got like the iconic that's now become an iconic meme, a pop Funko, a toy. Ian Malcolm lying there with his shirt opened, just like yeah.
Which you can also get as a shower curtain.
Exactly. Like, it's just got so. I mean, like, is it cheesy? Yes, but it's so. Yeah. It just works. Everything in this film works. Like,
apart from the one thing it doesn't work in this film.
What?
Is Phil Tippett, who was what do you call it in the credits, known as the dinosaur supervisor. He had one fucking job. Fucking job.
Oh, that's that's quite funny, actually. That's quite funny. Yeah, I know. A good point, actually. One job and you fucked it. It's just a great film. Jurassic Park is just the greatest Jurassic movie of all time. Like, if you're going to watch a Jurassic Park movie or World movie, you go back to the first one.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what? During my rewatching of the other 4 films, I didn't even rewatch Jurassic Park because I know it so well. I watch it like at least once a month
religiously.
It's always
it's
like
there. A trilogy. Like you know the original 3.
It's always
Star
there.
Wars.
Yeah,
it's always in your mind.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just
that's the thing. Other than like Star Wars, obviously people have their problems with it because people are a bit thick. But
yeah.
I have never met one person who's ever said they hated Jurassic Park or had a problem. Well, not even had a problem, like severely didn't want to watch Jurassic Park or anything like that.
Yeah.
I have never met one person who I've ever asked
Neither have I.
who has ever had a problem when I think about it.
I've seen people slate it because it's just dumb, because why would you create life? Why would you create dinosaurs? And it's like, well, why not? Fuck it. I mean, they cloned a sheep. Dolly the sheep, they cloned a sheep. Because why not? It's just something to do, isn't it?
It's the exact same with everything, though. Like, anything that's ever been invented, at one point you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
Are we doing? Like,
but yeah,
like when you think about it, who discovered milk was edible?
Good point.
Yeah,
good point. But yeah, like I said, all round, Jurassic Park is just like the number 1 film. Like, I don't even know what to say about it. It's just like there's so many moments. There's so many iconic moments. Like you said, like the T-Rex breaking free and just wreaking havoc. Like the opening sequence, like the nightmarish, like you don't really know what it is. It's obviously the raptor.
The Triceratops.
The Triceratops
is one of the ones that always kind of sticks with me because it's like that looked amazing.
Yeah,
when it was breathing and all that, and he's like he's lying on it, and then obviously that's one really big pile of shit.
Yeah, that's one big pile of shit. Like, it's just. And that thing is, though, that meme has been that GIF's been used when people are reviewing Jurassic World Dominion. I funnily enough used it for my Twitter quick Twitter review back when I first saw it for Fallen Kingdom. I done it as a big pile of shit, but it's not. I really enjoyed it. But anyway, this probably concludes our very first episode of the 2 Effing Geeks with myself, Jordan and Matty. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this gets watched again and again by other people, people who missed out. So this has been our rankings of the first 5 Jurassic Park films before obviously the new one, Dominion, which comes out tomorrow, Friday, June 10th. We will hopefully get to see it within the next week or so, Matty, yes. And we'll do a quick review of it. And then we'll maybe even try and see if we'll not do another complete fucking ranking, but we'll try and see where it fits into the other 5 films to make it 6 films. 3 Jurassic Park films, 3 Jurassic World films, or, well, Jurassic World Dominion is essentially Jurassic Park 6. But anyway, I didn't say that. So yeah, I've been Jordan, that's been Matty. We have been the 2 Effing Geeks, and we thank everyone who watched it, and we thank everyone who continues to support my channel, go over to Who Cares Nerds on Twitter for Matty, support him. And yeah, we'll see you guys very soon. Our next live stream, I must say, is this Sunday, the 12th of June, for Obi-Wan Kenobi, episode 3 and 4 review.
Kenobi.
So, Kenobi! And we'll be doing it live again as usual. So we'll get our fanboys in to chat with us. And yes, thanks for watching and goodbye.
Here, guys.
I was going to say bye, Matty. Now I need to figure out how to do this again. No, it's not that way.